Hey, this is Chuck Marshall with Wani, and I am talking to Eric Peterson from Testament and Dragonlord. Eric, how are you doing?
All right. Good. What's up?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. So the new Dragonlord album, Dominion, is arriving on September 21st. It's been 13 years since the last Black Wings of Destiny album.
Yeah. 13 years?
Yeah. I was going to ask you, what took so long, man?
Oh, man. Time's just flying by. I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, since the release of the last one, but Dragonlord kind of went on hiatus a little bit. Our last show was in 2006 in Japan, and then after that, the band kind of defuncted, and everybody knows Testament's my main gig. Dragonlord was more a funner thing that started getting serious, but I mean, it's just something that was more meant to be more of a side project. And I mean, a serious one though. I mean, it's musically just as serious as anything I do, but yeah, it wasn't until like 2010, me and Lyle started working on some new stuff. Getting over just whatever crap we went through, with the other lineup, which was kind of funny, but anyway, we won't get into that. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, we started working on stuff, and there was a lot of little hurdles along the way. This record took like 4 or 5 years to get done, but not all at once. I mean, it was like little here, little here, little here, little here in between my schedule.
Right.
But it made for a good record. I mean,
it's a great record.
There's a lot of problems, but I was never given a problem without something rewarding,
Yeah.
Like the first thing was, the drummer kind of was missing in action, and out of it I got a new drummer, Alex Vent, who just really stepped the bar up on the record. The next thing was waiting a little bit longer, and then Leah came into the picture and redid all the choirs. So it's not keyboard stuff, it's more human.
Wow.
Just a lot of little things like that just added, better things by waiting.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great album.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I did a review for Wani. It is packed with awesome songs, and one that really stood out for me was the Discord of Melkor. I love
that was the last. That was the culprit. That was the one that really. Yeah, and I ended up. I had this pattern, and I mean, at one point, my producer Juan was like, just keep whatever you don't have lyrics, but you're like screaming all this stuff. He goes, Obituary, I think they have songs where they don't have lyrics. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know that. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't even know if that's true, but I was like, nah, it's too epic and too crazy to not have some storyboard.
Right.
And, by waiting, I stumbled on, I'm reading the Silmarillion.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, I think it's right, Silmarillion. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of lyrics, I say lurks. So remember, I say member, so I got this weird speech thing going on. But anyway, so it's about the first age, and it's kind of what Tolkien did is he took the ideology of the Genesis from the Bible, and he kind of redid his whole thing with the Eowa and the Ainur, which are his angels.
Yeah.
The Ainur, and Melkor was one of them, and they were these beings that weren't beings yet. They were just thoughts of the Eowa, which was God.
Yeah.
And through the symphony that he created, and Melkor kept discording it, like stepping out of, changing it, and they created, through the void, they created, the universe, and it's based off the Genesis, kind of.
Yeah.
But, Middle Earth is born, and, the Valinor, which are the elves, and then Melkor becomes Morgoth, of course, which is like Satan, Lucifer becoming Satan.
Right.
And it's just a great story, and it really dawned on me, because the middle part of the Discord of Melkor has got that whole symphony arrangement.
Yep.
And I thought that's kind of cool. That could be kind of like the vision of that whole bit. But yeah, so long story short, it's written after that.
Yeah, and so I
could have just said that.
Well, no, but I was kind of wondering about that song because there's this, there's a chaotic element to that, the way that song is written, and I was wondering if you were thinking of the music of Melkor, which, is just, I think Tolkien describes it as a sea of turbulent sound. If you were thinking of that when you were writing that.
Well, it's just like the first thing I say is, harps and lutes and pipes and strings, choirs and organs that something brings. And it kind of just, it's really got that vibe of like, of a lore, folklore song of just that line right there.
Right.
Like that Hobbit song, where like you break the forks and get the plates and blah, whatever he's saying. So it's got that trip going on, and then talking about the two lanterns of the world that lit up the world, and how the spider feasted on it, and it's cool. I love that kind of stuff, and I'm glad I waited and didn't settle. That story finally made its way into a song. Yeah, which is totally works for that one.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones on the album. Another great song that I love is "Love of the Damned."
Now that's cool too, because the whole take on Dante's Inferno about Beatrice, like in the story, she gets uplifted, her soul from the underworld through the resultment of Dante's confessions or whatever. But in my story, she falls in love with the Prince of Darkness and accepts,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's out there seen it, but you should check out Dante's Inferno, the animation. And it's got like 5 different anime designs of, it keeps changing, throughout I don't know if have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's so cool.
I'll have to check it out.
It starts off like Berserker, like the Arc 1 or 2, like that kind of animation, but then it goes into this weird kind of square. It's just a different style of artists that do, like every 20 minutes it changes. It's cool because it's, I like the animation stuff that is, like if you're watching Braveheart, they made it an animation.
Yeah.
There's no holding back. It's not, it's not being goofy. It's not Popeye metal or something,
Right.
It's real.
Yeah. What I also love about that song is you get to hear Leah McHenry a little bit, like like doing her element at the end, which I think is really cool.
Well, so that whole story is interesting because she came in to do a couple songs, and after she had done the intro, which is Entrance, she was going to do Dominion, and after she was done, she's like, "Okay, cool, man, thanks for having me." I'm like, "Wait a minute, you got to do the whole record now." And she's like, "I knew you were going to say that." So she stayed, some extra time and kind of wore her out, I think. But I'm glad she stayed and did that and then that was like the last thing we were listening to that. We were done, and that the intro, there was no lyrics in. I was telling her about the kind of the storyboard I had. Yeah. And that outro came on, and she just started singing the words, and she didn't even write anything down. She was standing in the darkness, and we're just like, "Go sing that."
Oh, so that was just totally improvised then?
She improvised that, and it totally just made the story like, I was like, okay, now I know what to write about.
Wow, that's awesome.
I knew how it ended. So now I need to figure out how is it going to start.
That's crazy. So, Eric, I think of you as like the master of the metal riff. Your guitar style you have the signature guitar style, which is the foundation of Testament and Dragonlord. And when I'm listening to the new Dragonlord album, I can hear some riffs that sound like they could have fit into a Testament song. And I'm wondering, when you're writing for Dragonlord, do you have to consciously try to play differently?
Well, it's me, so I'm not. Well.
Because like Dragonlord has.
So let me just stop you right there. So I don't have to pick and choose, because when I'm writing with Dragonlord, a lot of it comes from Lyle, of jamming with something that he did, and then I'm bouncing off of him, or vice versa. Okay. So I can't go, well, I'm going to use that for Testament now, because it was born under the banner of Dragonlord. So, and it's just got a certain sound to it. I think, even though I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, it would just be one of those songs that we would never play. So I wouldn't even bother pitching it. I'm more than happy to have the jacket that I'm wearing when I do the Testament stuff. It's not like I'm not,
Right.
The DL stuff is different too. I mean, it's just, it's like a Ouija board when it comes out. It's just crazy.
Yeah, the music of Dragonlord tends to gravitate toward more like fantastical themes with an element of darkness.
Yeah, a lot of cinematic too. I mean, that's what I picture. Very cinematic.
Yeah, you can see visually almost how that Dragonlord music could fit into like a video or a movie. Do you feel that the black symphonic kind of musical genre allows you to approach subjects that you might not necessarily go with Testament?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's more just with the cinematic and the atmospheric kind of stuff that opens up more of the fantasy, CGI crazy movies.
Right.
That, you couldn't, you could never film somebody flying through outer space. I mean, you could, but, not looking so real or whatever. So I think with strings and choirs and flutes and French horns, you get that, that epic grandeur, lightness or darkness, mostly darkness with Dragonlord, and then, lightning at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
not light, lightning.
Lightning, yeah. So which song off the new album are you most excited for fans to listen to?
Oh, man. I mean, they're all written at different times, so they all really stand on their own, I think. I guess, if I wanted to play something for someone,
yeah,
I'd probably plan something totally different, either something crazy like what you just said, the Discord of Melkor, because it's just crazy and it's
right. Yeah.
Or Love of the Damned, because that's something you'd hear off of. It just sounds like Sabbath to me when it starts. It reminds me of something off of
Sabbath by Sabbath.
The second Dio record with Sabbath. Mob Rules.
Mob Rules, yeah.
Or it's not, I mean, it doesn't. I'm not comparing. I'm just saying it's got that vibe.
Yeah, it has, and it definitely has. It stands out. I mean, that one definitely stands out on the album.
Dominion's, it's cool though because it's got everything and everybody's heard it. So
yep, that's
not everybody, but it's got a lot of cool stuff. But
yeah,
I think for people that aren't into or might go, I don't want to, I'm not into black. It's not even black. I mean, it is definitely on the black side, but it's just a really heavy metal record that's just crazy.
Right. The vocals on Dominion seem to be even more evil and sinister than the last album. Did you try to change your vocal delivery, or is it just 13 more years of life has made your vocals meaner?
I think just more confidence and approaching it, thinking different. Like I'm not a singer. I'll never go. I'm a singer. Even though I'm singing on stuff, but to me it's more of like acting. I took this vocal course called Brett Manning, and he had some really good suggestions on like how to get certain sounds, and a lot of it is just getting into character and what you're singing about.
Oh, that's cool.
Because then you're in character, and then before you know it, you're singing, but you're not thinking about hitting a note or trying to be Ariel Grande or whatever.
Right. You're just being that character.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a cool way to think about it.
And it worked out really good for me that way. And when I got into the character, before I knew it, I'm like, oh wow, I'm actually holding a note.
So, any plans to take Dragonlord on tour?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Right, just step by step, get the record out. We got a video hitting next week for the song Northlanders.
Oh, that's a great one too.
Yeah, that one came out really. I love that song. Of course, it's hard to do videos these days. I mean, what I want would be more like a movie, and my budget just didn't allow it. So, but
Right.
I mean, it gets the point across. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best video in the world, but I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's abstract. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's got everybody in it. It's got a little bit of animation, drawings. It introduces a character that's kind of a mascot guy for us now, the Burner.
Oh, cool.
And he plays a little role in there and lights the town on fire at the end.
Awesome. So I just want to ask a question about Testament. Are you guys working on new music?
Yeah, I am. I'm working on some new riffs right now and kind of librarying stuff, and we're going to be taking off the rest of the year after this tour, and we have a couple special shows we're doing here and there, but mostly just working on new stuff.
Awesome.
We'll be planning on having something out for 19.
Oh, cool. That would be great, man.
Yeah.
And real quick, so I know you just got off the Slayer tour. How was that for you?
Nope, still on it.
You still? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're in Arkansas today, and we got 2 more weeks to go.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. So how's it been going?
Good.
Yeah?
Long summer, crazy, in the heat of it.
Right.
But no, it's really, really cool, man.
Yeah.
We're really happy to be part of this, and Slayer's got a killer set. I like ours. I mean, we got a shorter set, but it's pretty cool, and if people are coming out, it's awesome.
Yeah. It was. I saw you guys in Sterling Heights in Michigan, and it was kind of bizarre to see you at 5:00 in the afternoon. I gotta say.
Yeah. Yeah. The indoor shows are cool.
Yeah.
It's dark. Like last night we played Nashville. That was. But the outdoor shows are fun too. It's super sweaty and hot.
Right.
And the elements.
Yeah.
I think we've only had one show where the sun was in our eyes, and everybody wore sunglasses except me because I knew they'd fall right off right away. I didn't want to mess up my $300 Maui gems.
Right. Throwing them into the stage.
Yeah.
Awesome. Eric, one last quick question. What do you like for breakfast?
What do I like for breakfast? Depends on the mood, but bagel, cream cheese, salmon, tomatoes, red onion.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds good actually right now. Or sometimes just some fruit or something. Or Sundays like chorizo and eggs. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, nice.
Breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
Turkey chorizo. I've been staying away from the old school stuff, and I get more of like it's a company called Diesel, and they do this really good turkey chorizo. It's pretty killer.
Awesome. Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry. Well, Eric, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me, man.
Oh, no worries. Thank you.
All right.
Let's play Love of the Dam for everybody.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Sweet.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
Okay, take it easy.